sure. Praise the Lord. And the way of love, and one of the elements we will require in this journey is love. In fact, love actually will be the cardinal thing for us. Love should be the cardinal thing. Let me begin with this story. In ancient Rome, now I'm talking about over 2,000 years ago, there was a cave within the Roman Empire, particularly in Bath, England, where people went to worship and to pray. Stone workers were paid to inscribe prayers on stone tablets. And then these prayers were offered on an altar to the goddess. Now these stone tablets eventually became known as curse tablets. The reason they called them curse tablets instead of prayer tablets was because when people went to pray, almost all the prayers that were inscribed on the tablets were curses. And not because people went to pray, but they went to pray against one another. And there was a general format that was found basically on the tablet. On each tablet you will find this order. You will find the name of the person who hurt you. And then you will also find the crime or the nature of his offense. And then you will find written beneath it the kind of punishment you want the goddess to mete out to the person. And that was their prayer. How would have found on those inscriptions blessings instead of curses? And actually, I happened to stumble upon a picture of one of those inscriptions. And this is how it read. The syllabus has lost 2 gloves. This is the one who wrote. In fact, he made the inscriber to write that the syllabus has lost 2 gloves. He asks that the person who has stolen them should lose his mind and his eyes in the temple at the place where the goddess appoints. So this man called the syllabus lost 2 gloves. And he suspected that somebody stole it. So he went to the cave to pray. And the prayer he chose to inscribe on the stone tablet was that the person who stole my gloves should lose his mind and his eyes. Now, no matter how precious your gloves might be to you, I think the punishment is too harsh. To wish that the person who stole your gloves should lose his mind and his eyes at the same time is too harsh. Unfortunately, I think that we shouldn't blame the Seminoles too much. He was a pagan. How about the modern church, which is somewhat almost like the pagan Rome, or probably worse than it, where present day churches go to fellowship, and what we do is to pray against one another. And what we do is to speak curses on one another. And what we do is to declare death and to wish destruction on one another. Where is the difference between us and them? Pardon me if I'm so relaxed. We are all tired. Except those who are not at Festival of Wonders. Or at best those who didn't do anything. Years ago, I came across an advert on social media. And it was an advert put forth by a church. And this is how it read. I will omit the name of the ministry. Something Ministries International, Global Ministries International. Prevents 3 days power packed revival. That Operation Kill Your Enemies. Team, auntie, waiting I do you. Ask your neighbor, you say auntie, waiting I do you. But Jesus speaking in John chapter 13 verse 34 to 35, he says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. 35, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. A new commandment I give you, not a new suggestion I deliver. It's a command. The only men who obey commands end up as commanders. If you disregard rules, you can't be a ruler. It is very important for us to observe this. It says, a new commandment I give unto you. One day they asked him, what is the greatest commandment? And he said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all. Somebody say with all. With all. With all. You shall love the Lord your God with all. And he said, and the second is like unto it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. He said, this is the greatest, and on these hang all the law and the prophets. So you have to understand that love is the principal thing in this kingdom. It's a key. He says, a new commandment I give unto you, love one another. He says, by this shall all men know. Now, when you see soldiers, simple soldiers at the corner, when you see soldiers in the parade, and one of them is standing this way, when they say attention, you are required to stand, no movement, because you have been instructed to stand. Even if a bee is flying around your face, you are not permitted to lift your hand to grab it like that. If you do so, when they take you back to the barracks, they'll give you go. So, what are you required to do? You stand, even if the bee is hanging around. But the fact that you are able to stand, the bee can settle on your nose. You can't touch it. If you start climbing, come into your eye. But you are not permitted to touch it. Why? Because you are under command. When you are commanded, you don't act by convenience. You act according to the instructions. You do as you say. In the military, they say things like, do before you complain. So you stand, endure it. In the end, if your face is showing, you say the big, you say sorry. But you have to stand and if the bee will sting you, let it sting you. And Jesus is telling us that a new commandment I'm giving to you. So love is a command. Love is a command. He says that you love one another. He said, by this shall all men know that you are my disciples. So the test of discipleship is not anointing. The test of discipleship is not how you dress and wear a suit and come and people see that, oh, you are going to church. No. The test of discipleship is not the kind of Bible you can hold a Bible as far as Encyclopedia Britannica, but if you don't have love, it amounts to nothing. That's why it says that you can, though you may be able to prophesy and speak with tongues of angels, if you don't have love, he says you are just like a sounding cymbal. And though you give your body to be burnt and you do a lot of good works, he says that if you don't have love, you are just like a sounding cymbal. What is love? Let me summarize it in a very practical way. First, God is love. But that looks too theological. So how do I define love? I would say love is seeking the maximum good of your neighbor. Love is seeking the maximum eternal good of your neighbor. And people are waiting for love. People are waiting. Everybody is hungry for love. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Love should be the character of the believer. And faith should be the language of the believer. The way of love. I want to talk about the way of love. Love has this nature. And one of the things you should note about love, you can write this: love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8 to 9. Above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves. That word written as charity in the King James actually means love. You can give me a different version. Give me a different version. NLT. Most important of all, continue to show deep love for each other. I love that expression. Continue to show deep love. Somebody say deep love. Continue to show deep love for each other. For love covers multitude of sins. How many sins does love cover? Multitude. Multitude, which means that no matter how the degree of a person's offense, you should never come to the place where you stand publicly and you want to expose them. That tells you that whatever goes on YouTube, Facebook, sometimes you see a man of God, they'll write and name the man of God, expose. Almost every great man of God you find in this world, you will find it written. Just go to YouTube or Google and check. They'll write, Benny exposed. Bishop David Oyedepo exposed. Pastor Chris Oyakilome exposed. Those of us who have not been exposed are those who are not yet prominent. So very soon you may also find on Google and on YouTube Pastor REV A L FANT exposed. And sometimes you find out what has he been exposed of. So we live in a world of accusations, and that is not the way of love. Lovers are intercessors. When you love somebody, you cover his sins. You don't expose them. This is one of the first traits of love. Love covers multitude of sins. And look at the next verse. Verse 9. Cheerfully share your home with those who need a meal or a place to stay. Love. This brings me to Noah's nakedness. The Bible says Noah got drunk and was exposed, not along the streets, but in his own tent. And I don't think that Noah's problem was nakedness, because every one of us go naked at one point or the other. Within 24 hours, if you haven't gone naked, it means you haven't taken a bath. So everybody goes naked. At least he didn't do it publicly, it was within his own tent. So Noah went naked within his own tent. So the sin of Noah was not nakedness but drunkenness, because everybody at some point has nakedness. But the nakedness within the tent was carried outside of the tent by people who saw it. So the issue is not the nakedness. The issue is those who decided to carry that issue of nakedness by taking pictures and putting it on Facebook and putting it on Twitter and putting it on Instagram, putting it on WhatsApp. That is where the problem is. Because every man has a sin in his life. The Bible says, if the Lord should count iniquity, then who will stand? All have sinned and have fallen short of the glory of God. So everybody has a weakness in one area or the other. Paul talks about comely parts. Comely parts are the part of the body you never want anybody to see. uncomely parts. That's how King James expresses it. Everybody has uncomely parts. But you see, when you have people who hate you, and you have people who don't like you and are not walking the way of love, they will pick up on your uncomely parts and put it on social media, and the good that you do will be hidden. And that is not the way of love. Anytime you become so interested in dealing with people's negativities instead of their positivities, and you are trading on their weakness instead of on their good and strengths, you are beginning to walk out of the way of love, because love covers multitude of sin. Praise the Lord. That's why Joseph knew that Mary was pregnant, but he said, not wanting to make a public spectacle. Some of you cannot be hurt once by somebody. It's all out. You meet this person, you tell the person, this is what this person did to me. This guy is not correct. Then you meet this person and you tell the person what this person did to you. This person is not. And you paint the person black. No, don't make a public spectacle. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Amen. So Noah was wrong being drunk, but he was not wrong being naked. So that means that we all make mistakes. We sometimes do err. But the problem is when you have your error constantly being magnified and rewarded. Love covers multitude of sin. Samson's parents knew his secret all his lifetime, and they never did anything with it. They kept it secret. The day Delilah got to know, she put it on Facebook. You know, there are people who can't wait to hear something negative about another person. Newscaster. Fila. He said, breaking news. Have you heard? I didn't hear. He said, you are the only person in this city who is not caring. He said, what's happening? I saw. You didn't even see, you heard. But I saw. I was there with my two eyes. I saw it. Love intercedes. Love intercedes. Hatred accuses. When somebody comes to you and begins to say, you know, this brother he's a bad guy. That guy is dangerous. He said, no, he's not like that. That's love. No, he's not like that. Maybe it was just a mistake, but I know that guy, he's not like that. That is not his nature. You know what you are doing? You are interceding. You are covering his sins. But when they come to you and say, oh, have you heard of this brother? And you say, it's now you have discovered. I didn't tell you my part. That guy is evil. Praise the Lord. That is not the way of love. Number 2, love forgives. Love forgives. It doesn't keep grudges. It doesn't wish people evil because they hurt you. Because somebody hurt you. Then when the person is in a problem, you say, he doesn't see anything yet. God is just beginning with him. Punish him. Punish him. I read a story this week, and a woman who was sick was brought by a young gentleman, a very young guy, carried to the hospital and stayed by the hospital 24 hours to care for this elderly woman. And they were moving together, and he called the woman, the mom, and in fact everybody knew that was the mother of this young man. And they also knew, or rather, is the reverse. The young man rather was sick, and the woman brought him to the hospital. And they were together, and they thought that was the sign. And everything was going on well. So when they finished, when they said, "Oh, you are really a caring woman. At this old age, you can spend all this time with your son at the hospital." And later on, somebody now told the nurses that is not the real son. That the boy lived in the neighborhood, and one day he had a misunderstanding with this elderly woman's only son, and they were fighting, and he hit him, he fell, and he stabbed him with a knife. Unfortunately, the guy died. So the woman was left with no child. And when they thought that he would ask for this guy to be sentenced, life in prison, he looked straight into the boy's eyes and saw repentance and saw that he didn't mean to do it. So she forgave and let go. And rather brought this boy in. And they lived together as mother and son. And now this boy was sick, and he carried this boy and brought to the hospital. And was in the hospital 24 hours. And when the doctors were saying something that are negative, this elderly woman will be crying that she's about to lose her second son. That is love. And until our Christianity arrives at this level of forgiveness, we are practicing paganism. That says an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You do me, I do you. Man over this. In football, we call it equalization. If you miss the man, don't miss the ball. If you miss the ball, don't miss the man. We need to come to a place where we practice the true Christianity that Jesus left us. It is said that one of the most outstanding characteristics of Christianity that makes it different from every other religion is that Jesus said, "Love your enemies and pray for them that persecute you." No other religious leader ever made that statement. But they will tell you that self-defense is accepted. But Jesus rather will tell you that if you are slapped on one side, turn to the other side and let them slap you. If they take you 1 mile, then go an extra mile. He was trying to emphasize the fact that you must walk by love and live by forgiveness. That is true Christianity. Christianity is not coming to church. Christianity is not paying tithe. Christianity is not just standing and shouting, having a deep voice that makes you look like a prayer warrior. Christianity is love, living the life of the Master. The Bible says love doesn't keep record of wrongs. Some of you need to burn your diaries. I've seen this a few times. I've ever counseled a couple and one of them brought out a diary and gave me specific dates. On this day, this is what the man did. On this day, this is what the man did. On this day, this is... And I was surprised and went back as far as 5 years, recounting each month and each offense. The Bible says love does not keep record of evil. Sometimes somebody hurts you, say, "No, last year, on the 22nd of May, you did it. I forgave you." The following month, on the 17th of June, you repeated the same thing. I didn't say anything. Then in August, 25th August, you did something like that. But I forgave you just because of Jesus. In November, 11th November, you did did something like that again, I have forgiven you. Because I said, let me let go and let God. On 31st December, before we went for watch night, you did the same thing. I didn't say anything. Now the year has begun. And now in February, you want to repeat the same thing. I will not agree. So I don't have a problem with you not agreeing. But I have a problem somehow with your ability to recall. If you had used that memory well, you would have been a professor of history. But here you are fretting and angry, recalling everything. Some people, a battle is never really over until it is over. Because anytime there is a problem between you, a fresh problem, they will play back and rewind and recall everything that went wrong in time past. Meanwhile, after that problem, you said you buried your differences and you have smoked the peace pipe. And now that there's a new problem, you have gone back to unearth everything that you once buried. And you have brought it, made it fresh, and used it to advance your argument in the now. Love does not keep record of wrongs. Am I speaking sense? This is very important. Go with me to 1 Corinthians chapter 30 verse 4. It says, charity suffereth long. That's King James. Okay, let me read from the NLT. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. So it's not in the way of love to be rude. So giving cheeky answers. So maybe your husband walks to the kitchen and you are cooking. He said, oh sweetheart, are you cooking? He said, no, I'm bathing. You see? Okay, it's been a while. I got myself so much into marriage counseling that now mommy is in charge of the marriage counseling with the team of counselors. But sometimes one of the areas of quarrels in marriage usually has to do with nighttime activities. You understand what I'm talking about? Yes, nocturnal activities. I mean, issues of sex. Okay. And sometimes the man will lay hands on the woman will grab it like this, as if they are doing arm wrestling, and twist it, and throw it like a javelin away. He said, not tonight. I have headache this night. Headache this night. Headache. All manner of excuses. Then the man wants to go to Jerusalem. We say no. Not today. Today I'm fasting and meditating. Then the following day, didn't you hear that my co-worker's father's friend died? So we are mourning. So somebody said love does not demand its own way. If you are not interested and one is interested, oh yeah, give it to him. All the men should laugh for him. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. It's not irritable. Anyone who easily gets irritated. Somebody passes in front of you are annoyed. Why do you pass? Look. When we're children, sometimes when you are sitting down, somebody comes and cross the leg over your leg. He says, hey, sit down. Sit down. And I also Irritability or irritable. Somebody who easily gets irritated. You become easily annoyed, easily provoked. They serve you food, eat. Then you take the thing like this and throw it away, and the thing is another one. And you push it like this and splash it all over out of anger. How can you put too much sauce? So is that the cure for too much sauce? Do you pour the whole thing and scatter it everywhere? And you bang door slammers, bang! Glass breakers, bang! In your own house, your wife is afraid of you. Because of your temper, the lion has come. Nobody can cough once you are around. You are not a disciple of Jesus if you continue that way, because the disciples of Christ must walk in love. Am I making sense? I know sometimes you may have a weakness with temper, but fight it, overcome it, and always endeavor to walk in love. Love is not an emotion, even though it has an emotional component. Love is purely exercised by the will. It keeps no record of being wronged. It keeps no record of being wronged. Next, it does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Praise God. Verse 7, it says, it beareth all things. Love never gives up. Have you seen a mother whose child has gone wayward? And everybody has lost hope. But every now and then she'll be on her knees praying for her son. They never give up on their children. They keep praying because of love. Love. After fasting for 40 days and nights, praying, and yet things have not worked out. It looks like everything is going upside down. Still, you don't give up. And that reminds me of the Syrophoenician woman who came to Jesus and said, Lord, my daughter is grievously vexed with a demon. And Jesus looked at her and said, it is not me that I give the children's bread to dogs. Now if it's you, probably you might be angry. So, because I need help from you now, you are calling me dog. Dog, man of God, my foot. Don't insult me. If you insult me, I'll insult you back. Praise the Lord. But love bears all things because of the love she has for her child. And that's why even if it means to be called a dog, she will agree to be called a dog so that the child can live. And she said, Master, yes, I know, I'm a big dog, but the dogs, they still eat of the crumbs that falls from the master's table. And the Bible says she fell down and worshipped him. How many of us will still go on to worship after offense? If I come and that's how I'm going to be talking to me, then I am out of this place. I hate nonsense. I cannot be tolerating this shit. Sorry, but is it love? It bears all things just because of her daughter. And guess what? In the end, when she did all what she did, Jesus said, I've never seen such great thing in Israel. No, not one. He said, go. It is well with your daughter. And that was it. Love bears all things. Love bears all things. I have seen women wash husbands who have gone to drink. They come back home dangling like this and they vomit. They are mixed with appeal. Drunk. Is that adobo with this? Adobo. I thought it's adobo. Adobo with this. And mix all of them and come home and they vomit and do up. And this woman, out of love, she'll wipe everything, take it into the bucket, and still holds this man. And while the man is like almost dead, I'm not talking about I've seen it. I've seen it. I have seen it with my eyes. And this man still holds on to this man. And whilst holding, and the man looks like he's almost unconscious. And the woman is crying and praying. And I'm moved by what I am seeing. What kind of love is this? What kind of love is this? This academic love we have that doesn't tolerate nonsense. Democratic love. It's not the Bible kind of love. Love bears and endures all things. Praise the Lord. It lets go. Now, I listened to a man of God and he was given a story about a fellow who was dying. The guy was on his hospital bed, he was dying. And he sent for his children. His first son, second son, third son, and they gathered around him. And when they came, he was to give them his final advice. And he said, you people, I am going. I'm not sure I will live again. But after I go, I want you to remember this. Kweku, that man who lives opposite to me, never forgive him. He's a wicked man. I will never forgive him after death. I will not forget what he has done against me. And when I'm gone, anytime you have an opportunity, deal with him. He's a wicked man. He's dying. He's dying. Instead of forgiving, even at the point of death, he said, I don't want you to have anything to do with that man. And don't have anything to do with that family. They are wicked people. Don't relate with them. Even at the point of death, to forgive is still a problem. I've heard somebody say that I will not forgive you in my lifetime. Even in death, I will still not forgive you. Do you know what lies ahead? Unforgiveness has taken many people to hellfire that they could never imagine. Bitterness, holding on to things instead of letting go. You see, we should be like children in order to enter the kingdom. Children can be hurt in one moment, the next moment you see them playing again. Sometimes you can discipline your child and carry the person, and in the next moment the child will come back and be shouting, Mama, Mama. And Mama is saying, leave me, go. He said, no, Mama, and he's crying and following. Why can't we be like that? I think sometimes too much intelligence is not good. It works to our disadvantage. I prefer sometimes to have a heart than to have a head. Because it makes you a better person. It's better to have a heart than to just have a mind or to have a brain. Some of us are too brainy and less hearty. They may call you a fool for accepting to show love and to forgive and to let go. But in the sight of God, you are the wisest of all men. Because the way of love is the way of wisdom. For God himself is love. Choose to walk in love. Praise the Lord. Amen. It's very important. And my pastor, if he doesn't repent, should I forgive him? Yes. Forgiveness is letting go of your intentions to hurt you. Forgiveness is letting go of your plans to pay back. And I think we should distinguish that from reconciliation. Reconciliation involves sincere repentance from one part and then acceptance from the other person, and then they get together. But don't think of paying back. You know, one of the most unforgiving creatures in this world is the wild boar. That's the wild pig. It doesn't have the grace to forgive at all. When you hurt it and you start running, it will pursue you. If you climb a tree and you are up there, the guy has the patience to wait at the base of the tree for 3 days without food or water, waiting for you to come in. It must pay back. It has the grace to wait or the patience to wait, but it doesn't have the grace to forgive. How can you carry one fruit of the Spirit and leave the other? Patience he has. Patience to revenge he has. You know how many people are patient to commit evil? They have the patience. They have the patience. When you want to chase a girl that is not your wife, no matter what they get, you have the patience to plead, to beg and wait, invest until the investment matures, then you reap. But if your wife also says that one was the first one was for the women, now this one is for the women. If your wife says no, then I'm going out. Patience with your wife, zero. Patience with the girl you want to capture, 100%. Men are clapping this time. They are teaching the men that next time if you don't clap when it is in your favor, we will clap when it is in our favor. Let go, forgive. Don't ever allow the sun to go down on your anger. Otherwise, you go down with the sun. Don't allow the sun to go down on your anger. And some of you can live together 2, 3 days, 5 days, and you are not talking else. And like I always illustrate, now when your wife begins to talk to you, answer with one word. Oh, coffee, I hope all is well. Yes. Are you not going to work? Yes. Why? Nothing. Oh, accept your breakfast. Are you not eating? No. Why? Nothing. Are you okay? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Then why are you not going to eat? Nothing. I hope all is well. Yes. And you are giving one word response. That shows all is not well. And you are not talking to them. And for the whole week. But should we die because of your looks? Let go. Somebody say, let go. Let go. And walk in love. Walk in love. Husband and wife walking along the street, and the man is annoyed because last night the wife refused sex, and because that thing has led to a corner. But when they meet people, they go away. Meanwhile, last night because of sex, they fought. Somebody say mercy. Yes. I close with this. Oh my, time is fast spent. If I try this particular point, I won't finish. Amen. So let's walk in love. Let's walk in love. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples. And sometimes we love our own, but usually we fight against others. Love is a very powerful force. It subdues all kinds of fierceness in any organism. Do you know the Bible says that perfect love casts away all fear? Right now, if a tiger shows up or if a lion shows up, all of you here will scatter. Of course, minus me because I'm the lion of the tribe of Judah. You see, everybody will scatter and you'll be surprised. Husband and wife will be competing for who will get out of the door first. When all those things happen, I told you a story of a man who was in the farm with his wife, and the wife was quite bulky. Yeah, and they were in the farm weeding, and because of the wife's weight, when she does so, she would stand. So on one of those instances, when she stood, she saw a lion afar off coming. She screamed. I said, Shika, we are in trouble. I said, what? I said, look, the lion is coming. What are we going to do? And the man began to remove his wedding boots. He said, what are we going to do? He said, run. He said, but we cannot run faster than the lion. The man told the wife, said, no, I don't need to run faster than the lion. He said, I only need to run faster than you. So that I can live to tell the story. Amen. Hey, this one here, that's the same man who stood on the altar and said, I will die for you tonight. I will die for you. I will die for you. Now that it's time to die, he said, no, I only need to run faster than you. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. that's not the way of love. Love. And when you have love, you are able to make sacrifices. When you have love, it subdues even fierce creatures. So when you see a lion now, you'll be running. But do you know that the baby lion, seeing that the lion, that big lion that everybody is afraid of, the baby lion will come and be playing with that fierce lion. And he doesn't know that guy is fierce. So when you say somebody is fierce, it depends on who is talking. It depends on who is talking. Amen. The reason the baby lion can play with the big lion and sometimes even bite the mother. And as fierce as the mother is, it will not attack the child. Why? There is love. Perfect love casts away all fears. But now you don't have a relationship with the lion. So you better run. Yes, I'll go over in Ghana. So those of you who schooled in Ghana in the mid-90s to somewhere early 2000s, you know a certain man. He was a certain man, a teacher inside the school. And this man held a certain office. One day, when he was coming, I was in Cabral house. We were just sitting down with friends, soaking gari. It was Saturday morning. Around, we had finished inspection. We were just sitting down under a tree, soaking gari after inspection. Around 10:30, 11. And this man was coming. When he was riding his motorbike coming, then somebody just screamed. He said, he mentioned the name. He said, Mr. So-and-so is coming. Ha! We like our guy. We didn't do what we did wrong, but you see, once we heard his name, what we did, we left the guy. One tried to take this one, another tried to take that way. We collided, landed. What happened was running. Why are we running? This man is coming there. Yes. We were running. Also, you went to the house, so you know what I'm talking about. What's up with that? Have you know him? Yes. Well, now one day he just came to class and said, those of you who didn't go to my family. And he rushed us. So the next time we went, we're not to harvest his granules. So we harvested the granules, not doing that I appointed somebody to be writing names of those who ate the granules. So he came to class again and said, those of you who came to my farm, first of all, he came those who didn't come. Then the next list, he said, give me the other list. He said, those of you who ate the granules was in my farm. And he came that again. So the first one I didn't go, I was killed. The second one I went and I was killed for eating granules. Hey! Praise the Lord. But you know, one beautiful thing about this man is that one day, as wild as he was, one day I was passing in front of his house and I saw him playing with his child. I said, hey! So this man loves him, he's speaking. Oh, praise the Lord. Somebody say love can subdue fierceness. Amen. You see, so when we love one another, there will be peace and all. It's just the way we treat people is not the lack of love. Amen. Amen. It's great. Bow down your head, begin to talk to the Lord. And say, Father, grace to walk in love. 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 Bible says the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost. says God did not give you the spirit of timidity, but the spirit of power, the spirit of love, and the spirit of a sound mind. Love is a spirit. Pray for an infilling of that spirit. Ask the Lord to fill your heart with love. Ask the Lord to fill your heart with love. Yes, the spirit of love. The spirit of love. The spirit of love. The spirit of love. The Lord fill your heart with love. The Lord fill my heart with love. In the name of Jesus. Thank you, Lord. We are one body in Christ. Though we are many, we are one body. We are one body in Christ. One faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, binding us together with one cord. In the one God, one Father over all, one Father over all. Though we are many, though we are many, we are one body. We are one body in Christ. Though we are many, we are one body. We are one body in Christ. Father, bind us with a cord that cannot be broken. Make us one. Let us walk in love. The love of the Holy Ghost, the love of Christ. Let it bind us. Human as we are, sometimes we are carried away by our flesh. And we act out of hatred and we act out of bitterness. But Lord, I pray that let every bitter heart be cleansed. Let your love wipe away bitterness, anger out of our hearts. Let us be strengthened. Love hope at all things, believe at all things. And we pray that we will hope for the best. We will believe that things are going to be better. We will believe for better relationships. We will believe for better marriages. We will keep hoping. We will keep loving. Let that grace come upon us. Let that grace be in our hearts. Let us be filled with the spirit of love, that we will walk in love always, and it will be well with us. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Amen. My theme for this morning, I want to talk about the way of love. The way of love. There is a lot ahead of us. That should not make us complacent. We should keep pursuing the journey. So, like I said before, we are on a journey. And as long as we keep our eyes on Jesus, I know we will get there. Of course, it didn't take us one day to get to where we are. And it did not take us one day to get to where we are going. But one thing is certain, we will get there. It may be slow, but it is sure. Praise the Lord. And the way of love, and one of the elements we will require in this journey is love. In fact, love actually would be the cardinal thing for us. Love should be the cardinal thing. Let me begin with this story. In ancient Rome, I'm talking about over 2,000 years ago, there was a cave within the Roman Empire, particularly in Bath, England, where people went to worship and to pray. Stone workers were paid to inscribe prayers on stone tablets. And then these prayers were offered on an altar to the goddess. Now, these stone tablets eventually became known as curse tablets. The reason they called them curse tablets instead of prayer tablets was because when people went to pray, almost all the prayers that were inscribed on the tablets were curses. And that's because people went to pray, but they went to pray against one another. And there was a general format that was found basically on the tablet. On each tablet you will find this order. You will find the name of the person who hurt you. And then you will also find the crime or the nature of his offense. And then you will find written beneath it the kind of punishment you want the goddess to mete out to the person. And that was their prayer. How would have found on those inscriptions blessings instead of curses? And actually, I happened to stumble upon a picture of one of those inscriptions. And this is how it read. The syllabus has lost 2 gloves. This is the one who wrote. In fact, he made the inscriber to write that the syllabus has lost 2 gloves. He asks that the person who has stolen them should lose his mind and his eyes in the temple and the place where the goddess appoints. So this man called the syllabus lost 2 gloves, and he suspected that somebody stole it. So he went to the cave to pray. And the prayer he chose to inscribe on the stone tablet was that the person who stole my gloves should lose his mind and his eyes. Now, no matter how precious your gloves might be to you, I think the punishment is too harsh. To wish that the person who stole your gloves should lose his mind and his eyes at the same time is too harsh. Unfortunately, I think that we shouldn't blame the Seminoles too much. He was a pagan. How about the modern church, which is somewhat almost like the pagan Rome, or probably worse than it, where present day churches go to fellowship, and what we do is to pray against one another. And what we do is to speak curses on one another. And what we do is to declare death and to wish destruction on one another. Where is the difference between us and them? Pardon me if I'm so relaxed. We are all tired. Except those who were not at Festival of Wonders. Or at best those who didn't do anything. Years ago, I came across an advert on social media. And it was an advert put forth by a church. And this is how it read. I will omit the name of the ministry. Something Ministries International, Global Ministries International. Presents 3 days power-packed revival. Doubt, Operation Kill Your Enemies. Team, Waiting I Do You. Ask your neighbor, you say Auntie, waiting I do you. But Jesus speaking in John chapter 13, verse 34 to 35, he says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. A new commandment I give you, not a new suggestion I deliver. It's a command. The only men who obey commands end up as commanders. If you disregard rules, you can't be a ruler. It is very important for us to observe this. It says, a new commandment I give unto you. One day they asked him, what is the greatest commandment? And he said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all. Somebody say with all. With all. With all. You shall love the Lord your God with all. And he said, and the second is like unto it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. He said, this is the greatest, and on these hang all the law and the prophets. So you have to understand that love is the principal thing in this kingdom. It's the key. He says, a new commandment I give unto you, love one another. He says, by this shall all men know. Now, when you see soldiers, sit back just at the corner, when you see soldiers in the parade, and one of them is standing this way, when they say attention, you are required to stand. No movement, because you have been instructed to stand. Even if a bee is flying around your face, you are not permitted to lift your hand to grab it like that. If you do so, when they take you back to the barracks, they'll give you go. So, what are you going to do? You stand, even if the bee is hanging around. But the fact that you are ready to stand, the bee can settle on your nose. You can't touch it. If you start climbing, come into your eye. But you are not permitted to touch it. Why? Because you are under command. When you are commanded, you don't act by convenience. You act according to the instructions. You do as you say. In the military, they say things like, do before you complain. So you stand, enjoy it. In the end, if your face is showing, you say the big, you say sorry. But you have to stand and if the bill is staying, you let it stay there. And Jesus is telling us that a new commandment I'm giving to you. So love is a command. Love is a command. He says that you love one another. And he says, by this shall all men know that you are my disciples. So the test of discipleship is not anointing. The test of discipleship is not how you dress and wear a suit and come and people see that, oh, you are going to change. No. The test of discipleship is not the kind of Bible you can hold a Bible as far as Encyclopedia Britannica, but if you don't have love, it amounts to nothing. That's why it says that you can, though you may be able to prophesy and speak with tongues of angels, if you don't have love, it says you are just like a sounding cymbal. And though you give your body to be burnt and you do a lot of good works, it says that if you don't have love, you are just like a sounding cymbal. What is love? Let me summarize it in a very practical way. First, God is love. But that looks too theological. So how do I define love? I would say love is seeking the maximum good of your neighbor. Love is seeking the maximum eternal good of your neighbor. And people are waiting for love. People are waiting. Everybody is hungry for love. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Love should be the character of the believer. And faith should be the language of the believer. The way of love want to talk about the way of love. Love has this nature. And one of the things you should note about love, you can write this: love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8 to 9. Above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves. That word written as charity in the King James actually means love. You can give me a different version. Give me a different version. NLT. Most important of all, continue to show deep love for each other. I love that expression. Continue to show deep love. Somebody say deep love. Continue to show deep love for each other. For love covers multitude of sins. How many sins does love cover? Multitude. Multitude, which means that no matter how the degree of a person's offense, you should never come to the place where you stand publicly and you want to expose them. That tells you that whatever goes on YouTube, Facebook, sometimes you see a man of God, they'll write and name the man of God, expose. Almost every great man of God you find in this world, you will find it written. Just go to YouTube or Google and check. They'll write Benny exposed, Bishop David Oyedepo exposed, Pastor Chris Oyakilome exposed. Those of us who have not been exposed are those who are not yet prominent. So very soon you may also find on Google and on YouTube Pastor REV A L FANT exposed. And sometimes you find out what has he been exposed of. So we live in a world of accusations, and that is not the way of love. Lovers are intercessors. When you love somebody, you cover his sins. You don't expose them. This is one of the first traits of love. Love covers multitude of sins. And look at the next verse. Verse 9. Cheerfully share your home with those who need a meal or a place to stay. Love. This brings me to Noah's nakedness. The Bible says Noah got drunk and was exposed, not along the streets, but in his own tent. And I don't think that Noah's problem was nakedness, because every one of us go naked at one point or the other. Within 24 hours, if you haven't gone naked, it means you haven't taken a bath. So everybody goes naked. At least he didn't do it publicly, it was within his own tent. So Noah went naked within his own tent. So the sin of Noah was not nakedness but drunkenness, because everybody at some point has nakedness. But the nakedness within the tent was carried outside of the tent by people who saw it. So the issue is not the nakedness. The issue is those who decided to carry that issue of nakedness by taking pictures and putting it on Facebook and putting it on Twitter and putting it on Instagram, putting it on WhatsApp. That is where the problem is. Because every man has a sin in his life. The Bible says, if the Lord should count iniquity, then who will stand? All have sinned and have fallen short of the glory of God. So everybody has a weakness in one area or the other. Paul talks about comely parts. Comely parts are the part of the body you never want anybody to see. Uncomely parts. That's how King James expresses it. Everybody has some comely parts. But you see, when you have people who hate you and you have people who don't like and are not walking the way of love, they will pick up on your uncomely parts and put it on social media, and the good that you do will be hidden. And that is not the way of love. Anytime you become so interested in dealing with people's negativities instead of their positivities, and you are trading on their weakness instead of on their good and strengths, you are beginning to walk out of the way of love, because love covers multitude of sin. that Mary was pregnant. But he said, not wanting to make a public spectacle. Some of you cannot be hurt once by somebody. It's all out. You meet this person, you tell the person, this is what this person did to me. This guy is not correct. Then you meet this person and you tell the person what this person did to you. This person, no. And you paint the person black. No, don't make a public spectacle. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Amen. So Noah was wrong being drunk, but he was not wrong being naked. So that means that we all make mistakes. We sometimes do err. But the problem is when you have your error constantly being magnified and rewarded. Love covers multitude of sin. Samson's parents knew his secret all his lifetime, and they never did anything with it. They kept his secret. The day Delilah got to know, she put it on Facebook. You know, there are people who can't wait to hear something negative about another person. Newscaster. He said, breaking news. Have you heard? I didn't hear. He said, you are the only person in this city who is not hearing. He said, what's happening? I saw. You didn't even see, you heard. But I saw. I was there with my two eyes. I saw it. Love intercedes. Love intercedes. Hatred accuses. When somebody comes to you and begins to say, you know, this brother he's a bad guy. That guy is dangerous. He said, no, he's not like that. That's love. No, he's not like that. Maybe it was just a mistake, but I know that guy is not like that. That is not his nature. You know what you are doing? You are interceding. You are covering his sins. But when they come to you and say, oh, have you heard that this brother? And you say, it's now you have discovered. I didn't tell you my part. That guy is evil. Praise the Lord. That is not the way of love. Number 2, love forgives. Love forgives. It doesn't keep grudges. It doesn't wish people evil because they hurt you. Because somebody hurt you. Then when the person is in a problem, you say, doesn't see anything yet. God is just beginning with you. Punish. I read a story this week, and a woman who was sick was brought by a young gentleman, a very young guy, carried to the hospital and stayed by the hospital 24 hours to care for this elderly woman. And they were moving together, and he called the woman, the mom, and in fact everybody knew that was the mother of this young man. And they also knew, or rather it's the reverse, the young man rather was sick and the woman brought him to the hospital, and they were together and they thought that was the sign, and everything was going on well. So when they finished, when they said, oh, you are really a caring woman. At this old age, you can spend all this time with your son at the hospital. And later on, somebody now told the nurses that is not the real son. That the boy lived in the neighborhood. And one day he had a misunderstanding with this elderly woman's only son. And they were fighting. And he hit him, he fell, and he stabbed him with a knife. Unfortunately, the guy died. So the woman was left with no child. And when they thought that he will ask for this guy to be sentenced life in prison. He looked straight into the boy's eyes and saw repentance and saw that he didn't mean to do it. So she forgave and let go. And rather brought this boy in. And they lived together as mother and son. And now this boy was sick, and he carried this boy and brought to the hospital. And was in the hospital 24 hours. And when the doctors were saying something that are negative, this elderly woman will be crying that she's about to lose her second son. That is love. And until our Christianity arrives at this level of forgiveness, we are practicing paganism. That says an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You do me, I do you. Man over this. In football, we call it equalization. If you miss the man, don't miss the ball. If you miss the ball, don't miss the man. We need to come to a place where we practice the true Christianity that Jesus left us. It is said that one of the most outstanding characteristics of Christianity that makes it different from every other religion is that Jesus said, love your enemies and pray for them that persecute you. No other religious leader ever made that statement. But they will tell you that self-defense is accepted. But Jesus rather will tell you that if you are slapped on one side, turn to the other side and let them slap you. If they take you 1 mile, then go an extra mile. He was trying to emphasize the fact that you must walk by love and live by forgiveness. That is true Christianity. Christianity is not coming to church. Christianity is not paying tithe. Christianity is not just standing and shouting, having a deep voice that makes you look like a prayer warrior. Christianity is love, living the life of the Master. The Bible says love doesn't keep record of wrongs. Some of you need to burn your diaries. I've seen this a few times. I've ever counseled a couple and one of them brought out a diary and gave me specific dates. On this day, this is what the man did. On this day, this is what the man did. On this day, this is... And I was surprised and went back as far as 5 years, recounting each man and each offense. The Bible says love does not keep record of evil. Sometimes somebody hurts you, say, no. Last year, on the 22nd of May, you did it. I forgave you. The following month, on the 17th of June, you repeated the same thing. I didn't say anything. Then in August, 25th August, you did something like that. I forgave you just because of Jesus. In November, 11th November, you did something like that again, and I forgave you because I said, let me let go and let God. On the 29th December, before we went for watch night, you did the same thing. I didn't say anything. Now the year has begun. And now in February, you want to repeat the same thing. I will not agree. So I don't have a problem with you not agreeing. But I have a problem somehow with your ability to recall. If you had used that memory well, you would have been a professor of history. But here you are fretting and angry, recalling everything. Some people, a battle is never really over until it is over. Because anytime there is a problem between you a fresh problem, they will play back and rewind and recall everything that went wrong in time past. Meanwhile, after that problem, you said you buried your differences and you have smoked the peace pipe. And now that there's a new problem, you have gone back to unearth everything that you once buried. And you have brought it, made it fresh, and used it to advance your arguments in the now. Love does not keep record of wrongs. Am I speaking sense? This is very important. Go with me to 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4. He says, charity suffereth long. That's King James. Okay, let me read from the NLT. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. So it's not in the way of love to be rude. So giving cheeky answers. So maybe your husband walks to the kitchen and you are cooking. He said, oh, see that, are you cooking? He said, no, I'm bathing. You see? Okay, it's been a while. I got myself so much into marriage counseling. Now, mommy is in charge of the marriage counseling with the team of counselors. But sometimes, one of the areas of quarrels in marriage usually has to do with nighttime activities. You understand what I'm talking about? Yes, nocturnal activities. I mean, issues of sex. Okay. And sometimes the man will lay hands on the woman will grab it like this, as if they are doing arm wrestling, and twist it, and throw it like a javelin away. He said, not tonight. I have headache this month. Headache this month. Headache. All manner of excuses. Then the man wants to go to Jerusalem. He said, no. Not today. Today I'm fasting and meditating. Then the following day, didn't you hear that my co-worker's father's friend died? So we are mourning. So you cannot. Somebody said love does not demand its own way. If you are not interested and one is interested, oh yeah, give it to him. All the men should laugh for it. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. It's not irritable. Anyone who easily gets irritated. Somebody passes in front of you and annoyed. Why do you pass? Look. When we're children, sometimes when you are sitting down, somebody comes and cross the leg over your leg. He says, hey, sit down. Sit down. And I also irritability or irritable. Somebody who easily gets irritated, you become easily annoyed, easily provoked. They serve you food, eat. Then you take the thing like this and throw it away, and the thing is a quiet. And you push it like this and splash it all over out of anger. How can you put too much salt? So is that the cure for too much salt? Do you pour the whole thing and scatter it everywhere? And you bang door slammers, bang, glass breakers, bang. In your own house, your wife is afraid of you. Because of your temper, the lion has come. Nobody can cough once you are around. You are not a disciple of Jesus if you continue that way, because the disciples of Christ must walk in love. Am I making sense? I know somebody may have a weakness with temper, but fight it, overcome it, and always endeavor to walk in love. Love is not an emotion, even though it has an emotional component. Love is purely exercised by the will. It keeps no record of being wronged. It keeps no record of being wronged. Next, it does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Praise God. Verse 7, it says, it beareth all things. Love never gives up. Have you seen a mother whose child has gone wayward? And everybody has lost hope. But every now and then she'll be on her knees praying for her son. They never give up on their children. They keep praying. That's because of love. Love. After fasting for 40 days and nights, praying, and yet things have not worked out. It looks like everything is going upside down. Still, you don't give up. And that reminds me of the Syrophoenician woman who came to Jesus and said, Lord, my daughter is grievously vexed with a demon. And Jesus looked at her and said, it is not me that I give the children's bread to dogs. Now if it's you, probably you might be angry. So, because I need help from you, now you are calling me dog. Dog, man of God, my foot. Don't insult me. Maybe insult me, I'll insult you back. Praise the Lord. But love bears all things because of the love she had for her child. And that's why even if it means to be called a dog, she will agree to be called a dog so that the child can live. And she said, Master, yes, I know, I'm a big dog, but the dogs, they still eat of the crumbs that falls from the master's table. And the Bible says she fell down and worshipped him. How many of us will still go on to worship after offense? If I come and that's how I'm going to be talking to me, then I am out of this place. I hate nonsense. I cannot be tolerating this shit. Sorry, but you see, love, it bears all things just because of her daughter. And guess what? In the end, when she did all what she did, Jesus said, I've never seen such great faith in Israel. No, not one. He said, go. It is well with your daughter. And that was it. Love bears all things. Love bears all things. I have seen women wash husbands who have gone to drink. They come back home dangling like this and they vomit. They are mixed with all appeal. Drunk. Is that I don't go with this. I don't go. I thought this I don't go. I don't go with this. And mix all of them and come home and they vomit and do up. And this woman, out of love, she'll wipe everything, take it into the bucket, and still holds this man. And once the man is like almost dead, I'm not talking about I've seen it. I have seen it. I have seen it with my eyes. And this man still goes on to this man. And whilst holding, and the man looks like he's almost unconscious. And the woman is crying and praying. And I'm moved by what I am seeing. What kind of love is this? What kind of love is this? This academic love we have that doesn't tolerate nonsense. Democratic love. It's not the Bible kind of love. Love bears and endures all things. Praise the Lord. It lets go. Now, I listened to a man of God and he was giving a story about a fellow who was dying. The guy was on his hospital bed, he was dying. And he sent for his children. His first son, second son, third son, and they gathered around him. And when they came, he was to give them his final advice. And he said, you people, I am going. I'm not sure I will live again. But after I go, I want you to remember this. Kweku, that man who lives opposite to me, never forgive him. He's a wicked man. I will never forgive him after death. I will not forget what he has done against me. And when I'm gone, Anytime you have an opportunity, deal with him. He's a wicked man. He's dying. He's dying. Instead of forgiving, even at the point of death, he said, I don't want you to have anything to do with that man. I don't have anything to do with that family. They are wicked people. Don't relate with them. Even at the point of death, to forgive is still a problem. I've heard somebody say that I will not forgive you in my lifetime. Even in death, I will still not forgive you. Do you know what lies ahead? Unforgiveness has taken many people to hellfire than they could ever imagine. Bitterness, holding on to things instead of letting go. You see, we should be like children in order to enter the kingdom. Children can be hurt in one moment, the next moment you see them playing again. Sometimes you can discipline your child and carry the person, and in the next moment the child will come back and will shout, Mama, Mama. And Mama is saying, leave me, go. He said, no, Mama, and he's crying and following. Why can't we be like that? I think sometimes too much intelligence is not good. It works to our disadvantage. I prefer sometimes to have a heart than to have a head. Because it makes you a better person. It's better to have a heart than to just have a mind or to have a brain. Some of us are too brainy and less hearty. They may call you a fool for accepting to show love and to forgive and to let go. But in the sight of God, you are the wisest of all men. Because the way of love is the way of wisdom. For God himself is love. Choose to walk in love. Praise the Lord. Amen. It's very important. And my pastor, if he doesn't repent, should I forgive him? Yes. Forgiveness is letting go of your intentions to hurt you. Forgiveness is letting go of your plans to pay back. And I think we should distinguish that from reconciliation. Reconciliation involves sincere repentance from one part and then acceptance from the other person, and then they get together. But don't think of paying back. You know, one of the most unforgiving creatures in this world is a wild boar. That's a wild pig. It doesn't have the grace to forgive at all. When you hurt it and you start running, it will pursue you. If you climb a tree and you are up there, the guy has the patience to wait at the base of the tree for 3 days without food or water, waiting for you to come in. It must pay back. It has the grace to wait or the patience to wait, but it doesn't have the grace to forgive. How can you carry one fruit of the Spirit and leave the other? Patience he has. Patience to revenge he has. You know how many people are patient to commit evil? They have the patience. They have the patience. When you want to chase a girl that is not your wife, no matter what they get, you have the patience to plead, to beg and wait, invest until the investment matures, then you reap. But if your wife also says, that one was, the first one was for the women, now this one is for the women. If your wife says no, then I'm going out. Patience with your wife, zero. Patience with the girl you want to capture, 100%. Men are clapping this time. We are teaching the men that next time if we don't clap where it is in your favor, we will clap where it is in our favor. Let go, forgive. Forgive. Don't ever allow the sun to go down on your anger. Otherwise, you'll go down with the sun. Don't allow the sun to go down on your anger. And some of you can live together 2, 3 days, 5 days, and you are not talking else. And like I always illustrate, now when your wife begins to talk to you, answer with one word. Oh, coffee, I hope all is well. Yes. Are you not going to work? Yes. Why? Nothing. Oh, accept your breakfast. Are you not eating? No. Why? Nothing. Are you okay? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Then why are you not going to eat? Nothing. I hope all is well. Yes. And you are giving one word response. That shows all is not well. And you are not talking to them. And for the whole week. But should we die because of your looks? Let's go. Somebody say, let's go. Let's go. And walk in love. Walk in love. Husband and wife walking along the street, and the man is annoyed because last time the wife refused sex, and because that thing has led to a quarrel. But when they meet people, they go away. Meanwhile, last night because of sex, they fought. Somebody say mercy. I close with this. Oh my, time is fast spent. If I try this particular point, I won't finish. Amen. So let's walk in love. Let's walk in love. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples. And sometimes we love our own, but usually we fight against others. Love is a very powerful force. It subdues all kinds of fierceness in any organism. Do you know the Bible says that perfect love casts away all fear? Right now, if a tiger shows up or if a lion shows up, all of you here will scatter. Of course, minus me because I have the lion of the tribe of Judah. You see, everybody will scatter and you'll be surprised. Husband and wife will be competing for who will get out of the dog first. When those things happen, I told you a story of a man who was in the farm with his wife, and the wife was quite bulky. Yeah, and they were in the farm weeding, and because of the wife's weight, when she does so, she would stand. So on one of those instances, when she stood, she saw a lion afar off coming. She screamed and said, "Shika, we are in trouble." I said, "What?" I said, "Look, the lion is coming. What are we going to do?" And the man began to remove his wedding boots. He said, "What are we going to do?" He said, "Run." He said, "But we cannot run faster than the lion." The man said, told the wife, said, "No, I don't need to run faster than the lion." He said, "I only need to run faster than you." So that I can live to tell the story. Amen. Hey, this one here, that's the same man who stood on the altar and said, "I will die for you tonight. I will die for you. I will die for you." Now that it's time to die, he said, "No, I only need to run faster than you." Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. No, that's not the way of love. Love. And when you have love, you are able to make sacrifices. When you have love, it subdues even fierce creatures. So when you see a lion now, you'll be running. But do you know that the baby lion, seeing that lion, that big lion that everybody is afraid of, the baby lion will come and be playing with that fierce lion. And he doesn't know that guy is fierce. So when you say somebody is fierce, it depends on who is talking. It depends on who is talking. Amen. The reason the baby lion can play with the big lion and sometimes even bite the mother. And as fierce as the mother is, it will not attack the child. Why? There is love. Perfect love casts away all fears. But now you don't have a relationship with the lion. So you better run. Yes, I'll go home in Ghana. So those of you who school in Ghana in the mid-90s to somewhere early 2000s, you know a certain man. He was a certain man, a teacher inside the school. And this man held a certain office. One day, when he was coming, I was in Cabral house. We were just sitting down with friends, soaking gari. It was Saturday morning. Around, we had finished inspection. We were just sitting down under a tree, soaking gari after inspection. Around 10:30, 11. And this man was coming. When he was riding his motorbike coming, then somebody just screamed. He said, he mentioned the name. He said, Mr. So-and-so is coming. Ha! We left our guy. We didn't know what we did wrong, but you see, once you heard his name, what you did, we left the garden. One tried to take this one, another tried to take away. We collided, landed, what happened was running. Why are we running? This man is coming there. We were running. Also, you went to the house, so you know what I'm talking about. What's up with that? Have you known him? Yes. Well, now one day he just came to class and said, those of you who didn't go to my farm. And he rushed us. So the next time we went, we were now to harvest his groundnuts. So we harvested the groundnuts, not doing that. I appointed somebody to write the names of those who ate the groundnuts. So he came to class again and said, those of you who came to my farm. First of all, he came those who didn't come. Then the next list, he said, give me the other list. He said, those of you who ate the groundnuts was in my farm. And he came us again. So the first one I didn't go, I was scared. The second one I went and I was scared for eating groundnuts. Hey! Praise the Lord. But you know, one beautiful thing about this man is that one day, as wild as he was, one day I was passing in front of his house and I saw him playing with his child. I said, hey! So this man loves him, he's speaking. Oh, praise the Lord. Someone say love and subdue fierceness. Amen. You see, so when we love one another, there will be peace and all. It's just the way we treat people is not the lack of love. Amen. Amen. It's great. Bow down your head, begin to talk to the Lord. Say, Father, grace to walk in love. 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 The Bible says the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost. The love of God. We want to share abroad in our hearts so that we can walk in love. We can walk in love. Holy Spirit, let the love of God flood our hearts. The Bible says God did not give you the spirit of timidity, but the spirit of power, the spirit of love, and the spirit of a sound mind. Love is a spirit. Pray for an infilling of that spirit. Ask the Lord to fill your heart with love. Ask the Lord to fill your heart with love. Yes, the spirit of love. The spirit of love. The spirit of love. The spirit of love. The Lord fill your heart with love. The Lord fill my heart with love. In the name of Jesus.